Hello and welcome to Spotlight. His Excellency Manu Mahavar, the Indian ambassador to Oman, has been on the forefront of India's largest mission, repatriation mission from Oman to India. His Excellency, welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I just want to ask you, by starting my question, the repatriation has been a 55-day long exercise for you and your team. How many Indians have left from Oman so far?
Well, so far around 25,000 Indians have traveled to India. Many who were here on short visit and were stranded. Some those who have lost their job or completed their project here. So in all, about 25,000 Indian nationals have traveled to India on repatriation flights.
To scrutinize this list, it's a long list, I'm sure, has been a challenging task for you and your team. If you can brief us the process of choosing these people to take the flight.
Well, we are repatriating people through two mechanisms. One, the Government of India in collaboration with Air India has been organizing Vande Bharat mission flights. For these flights, all those Indian nationals who registered with the embassy were selected on the grounds of how compelling the reason for their travel is. And initially, those with the most compelling reasons, medical emergencies, family emergencies, etc., were repatriated. And gradually, we are able to now accommodate almost everyone who wishes to travel to India for whichever reason he or she wishes to. Second, we have also allowed individual companies and social organizations to charter flights. They are free to choose whichever air transport operator they would like to use. Of course, there are some conditions. For example, the homogeneity of passengers have to be maintained because there are still quarantine requirements in India. And this has been a very efficient mechanism. We have been able to organize close to 85 charter flights.
Okay.
All along we have organized close to 140 flights now. VBM, Vande Bharat mission, as well as charter flights on which over 25,000 Indian nationals have traveled.
Now, phase 3, we have started with 16 flights in the list. How long this repatriation is going to continue?
So actually, phase 3 is already over. Now we are already in phase 4 of the repatriation exercise. And under phase 4, we are organizing about 20 flights under Vande Bharat mission, and then there will be charter flights. And it is possible that we may organize more flights. Just today, we have announced 6 more flights to various destinations. In fact, only one of them is to Kerala, remaining 5 are to other states in India. So, we expect the bulk of this repatriation demand to be over by the middle of this month.
Okay.
There will still be people who would be interested in traveling. Now, it depends whether normal air travel is able to resume. If normal air travel resumes, of course, then there will be no need for organizing special flights. But if there is demand, we will, of course, continue to organize more flights because there will always be people who would need to travel to India, given the large community that we have and their links back home.
Many Indian healthcare professionals who are based in Oman are right now stranded in India. They must have gone for vacations and things like that. So they would want to return back. I know for a fact that some of them have already returned. What are the help embassies assisting in trying to get them back?
So, of course, there are a large number of Indian nationals who are resident of Oman and who are currently stranded outside. Many in India, but some in other countries as well. As of now, return of non-nationals is not permitted in Oman. But in select cases, Government of Oman does allow people to return. And health professionals who are working for Government of Oman for various hospitals, they have been identified as priority cases by Government of Oman. So in this case, we have received requests from Government of Oman to facilitate return of these people, and we have already repatriated a large number of them, more than 100 or 150, and there are more requests, but in this we are completely guided by Government of Oman. All those people who are given permission to return by Government of Oman, their return is facilitated by us.
I've seen in the last couple of months the embassy coming forward to help the Indians living in Oman who are in crisis, in terms of assisting them, in terms of delivering foods and things like that. If you can brief about that part.
So let me say that first of all, the Government of Oman has been extremely supportive in addressing the challenges faced by the Indian community in Oman. And under the leadership of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq and the guidance of the Supreme Committee, Oman's response to COVID has been extremely effective. They, of course, like many other countries, are facing this challenge, unprecedented challenge, but they have been able to respond quite effectively and take care of the entire population. Now, yes, a sizable number of Indian nationals living in Oman also are facing challenges. These challenges are of livelihood, because there was a lockdown. These challenges relate to healthcare. Many have got infected also. And I would say in every step, Government of Oman has been quite supportive. The embassy also has tried to address some of these challenges in partnership with Government of Oman and with social organizations, including Indian Social Club, the social workers. We first of all work closely with Government of Oman in creating awareness about the disease and the precautions people should be taking in the initial stages. We try to disseminate information in local languages, the languages people understand. Thereafter, when people were facing problems of livelihood and there were food shortages, we distributed food kits. And then we also supported provision of medical assistance to some of these people. And now we are arranging their repatriation. There also, as I told you earlier, we have been able to organize return of a very large number of Indian nationals who wanted to travel back. So all in all, it has been a very productive collaboration with Government of Oman and other stakeholders in addressing the challenges being faced by the Indian community.
The pandemic has created a ruckus across the globe, not just Oman. And as you rightly said, many Indians are also sort of affected with this crisis. What is your advice to them?
Well, first of all, the advice is to follow the guidance of the authorities. Stay safe. If they follow these guidelines, I'm sure they will be able to protect themselves and their family and their friends. So that is advice number one. Advice number two, I would say, is that there is uncertainty about how long this challenge, this epidemic is going to continue, when we will have an effective vaccine. So we have to find ways of living with it. And I would say every crisis also presents certain opportunities. So we have to look at those possibilities as well. We have to find ways of taking care of ourselves while ensuring that the activities, the professional activities that we are required to undertake are also done in a safe manner.
As you know, people across the globe, including Oman, have welcomed Oman's plan to remove NOC rule, which will allow even Indians living in Oman can switch their jobs. What's your thought on that?
So let me say, first of all, we are quite upbeat about India-Oman partnership in general, but economic partnership in particular. Government of Oman has taken a number of measures to improve the business climate. This process started last year, but it has continued, and including the changes they have introduced in foreign capital investment law, etc., are really encouraging Indian businesses to collaborate, engage more deeply with Oman. And actually, this COVID crisis has shown the resilience of India-Oman economic partnership, because during this period, India has proved to be a reliable supplier. I would say this NOC rule, of course, it was something which the workers wanted, but also the employers wanted. It's a win-win proposition for both sides. And the way it has been framed, it takes care of the interest of the workers, it takes care of the interest of the employers. So I think it would add to various other initiatives that the government of Oman has taken to improve the economic environment in Oman, and I'm sure the Indian companies, Indian workers, they will all respond very positively to these initiatives.
The relationship between India and Oman goes a long way. If you can brief us some of the plans that both the countries are having in place for the coming months.
Well, of course, the relationship is historic, and we have a very extensive cooperation in diverse areas. It's a truly comprehensive strategic partnership that we have between our two countries. When our Prime Minister visited in 2018, that was when the leadership on both sides gave direction, and I must say this high-level engagement has continued. Our Prime Minister had a very productive conversation with His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, in which both sides reaffirmed their desire to strengthen and expand this partnership. We are in close contact with all stakeholders, the government, the businesses, the community in general, because people-to-people connect is a very important aspect of our relationship. And despite COVID, these interactions continue. For us, of course, expansion of economic partnership is the highest priority. We are, as embassy, trying to bring actors on both sides together, and we hope this positive trend in India-Oman economic partnership will not only sustain but will even improve. There are many areas where we have strong complementarities. There are sectors such as mining, agriculture, food security, even space, where our countries can collaborate and work together. So I am quite optimistic that in the coming months and years, you would see very positive developments in our partnership.
Next month, you are completing 2 years as the ambassador of India. How was the journey looking back?
Well, I would first of all say that these 2 years passed very quickly. I have, of course, enjoyed every bit of my stay in Oman. It didn't take much long for me to settle down because it feels like being at home. Yes, these 2 years were eventful. We have had high-level interactions. We have had some positive outcomes of our effort. But I think we have to sustain this momentum. Yes, COVID has caused some disruption in our efforts. The pace at which we would have liked to move on certain issues in a way got affected, but really now we need to pick up the threads again. We need to once again take things to logical conclusion. I would say so far we have been able to do pretty well, collaborate very closely even during these challenging times. But I would really be satisfied if in the remaining period of my tenure here, if we could see a bigger jump in our economic partnership, and that is will be the focus of my effort. But I would like to really acknowledge the support that we receive from the government of Oman and all stakeholders in Oman, and I really look forward to continuing with this partnership.
Thank you, His Excellency. It's an absolute honor to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And best wishes to all your readers.
Thank you.
I wish them safe days ahead.
Thank you.
Healthy days ahead.
Thank you. Thanks.